What's going on, everybody? James here, urban-picker.com. And we're going to get into some things that sold over the last few days. This, of course, is my store, urban-picker.com. I finally started going in, rearranging things. Like I said before, I've been putting a lot of my personal stuff up that just sits around the house and doesn't really get used so much. And then some of it's actually been selling. But I also changed up my shoes finally, since I'm getting more out of the media and more into everything else. Made a bunch of different categories for shoes and what have you. And let's get into it. All right. So you can follow me on Instagram at HoferStay to see the stuff as I post it throughout the day. And if you're new to this, what I kind of do is just put everything up that I sell for $8 or higher. And one thing I wanted to point out is I always put my link to my store in here, even though you can't click on it on Amazon or on Instagram. I have this fed to my Urban Picker Facebook page and also my Twitter page. So when it goes to there, it can be clicked on. So it can help drive traffic to your store, even if you can't click on it on Instagram. So got these Harry Potter Christmas figures. These were Walgreens arbitrage thing. I think I got like $1 a piece into each one of them. So I put them all in a lot and sold them for $35. Handhandle slim sleeveless Western wear, kind of kick-ass shirt. I don't remember where I picked that up at, but sold it for $19. I had probably no more than 4 in it. If it was a Ben's item, I got 50 cents into it. Ben's item, so under 50 into it, $10 out. An LSU vintage Tigers sweat. I think this was Ben's, but I'm not 100%. But got $50 or $40 out of it. That was cool. I knew finding that I was going to get some decent money. All the hats will probably be Ben's, under 50 cents into those. So this one sold for $8.28. This shirt I just picked up a few days ago, $4 into it, sold for $24.99. Sold within 24 hours after listing it. A Wizard of Oz hourglass, which I think was in one of my videos. Picked this up at a Goodwill for $3. Sold it for $39. Some Adidas Spring Blades. These I had downstairs. If you've sold on eBay long enough, you know that some things will just vanish offline, and you always have to kind of check your inventory. This was one item that vanished offline over the years. I picked these up many years ago at Ross, and I saw them downstairs. I'm like, I don't think these are in my store anymore. And so I relisted them, and they sold for $37.99. CD here, probably from the bins or from storage, sold for $10. Alaska hat sold for $9. Cardinals visor, $8.99. Some Asics, no more than $4 into these, no matter where I got them, sold for $12.99. A Maui Polo, probably from the bins, sold for $8. Summit Racing, probably from the bins, sold for $8. Mizuno shoes, either bins or $4, sold them for $19.99. Elvis record, probably from the bins, sold for $7.99. Hennessy Irish Pub from the bins, sold for $15. John Lennon's shirt, I think from the bins, sold for $8. And I want to go there one day. That'd be awesome. That huge waterfall in Oregon. I think it was a Ben's item, sold for $12.99. Budweiser hat, $10.39. Shady M&M denim jacket. I think I picked this up at the bins, but I don't remember. Sold for $27.19. Subaru shirt from the bins, sold for $10. Undefeated jacket. I picked it up at Plato's Closet for like $18. Had it up for a couple months with no interest. Somebody offered me $27. I just took it to move it. Taylor Swift tee from the bins, more than likely, sold for $10.39. Some Hyper Venom X soccer shoes. I don't remember where I picked those up at. Probably no more than $4 into them though. Sold for $25. Tequila from the bins, $9. Some Tommy Hilfiger. I don't know if I got $4 into these or I found them at the bins, but sold for $22. This digital alarm clock, probably got about $3 or $4 into that. Sold for $24.99. And Chicago Bears, more than likely from the bins, sold for $12.23. New York Yankees hat, $10.39. Aku hat, I think from the bins, sold for $10.39. Vintage Reebok tee, probably from the bins, going to Australia for $16.12. Some Fila trail hiking running shoes. Probably no more than $4 into these. Took an offer for $12.01 just to move them. And a Cavaliers hat again. Sold many of these. I picked them up for $1 a piece a few years ago. And selling out of the last that I have of them. That one sold for $8.39. Vintage Eddie Bauer sweater. Don't remember where I picked that up at. Sold for $16.19. A cool St. Louis Cardinals tee, probably from the bins, sold for 15 British pounds. Let's Party hat sold for $9. And this is the second time I've done this. I've been trying to get inspired by, you see the ads for animals on like Facebook and stuff. So this, I think, said something about a sad puppy hangs in corner as other dogs are getting adopted or something like that. I'm like, oh, that's so moving. Let me try to promote my store by using that same philosophy. And so I came up with that sad human hangs head as other online stores get shoppers and he doesn't. So doing those out are kind of fun. Here's my puppies, my babies. Look at her. She looks all so comfy. My baby's so comfy. He always looks comfy too when he's laying. Burn. Some Clark's Chukkas. Probably no more than $4 into those. Sold for $26.99. Hooters tee, probably from the bins, $11.69. Some Nike Shocks. Probably no more than $4 into those. Sold them for $14.01 or $42.01. Sorry. Some Abella high heels. Probably $4 into those if they weren't bins items, and sold for $13.49. This jacket, I picked this up at Ben's, and it had some rips on the inside, but I still got $15.99 out of it. So I think that's the other brand that, what's his name, bought. Fubu guy, what's his name? He's on Shark Tank. Can't remember his name all of a sudden. Brain fart. So Remington duffel bag from the Ben's item. Probably stuffed this with product when I bought. Sold for $25. Some Weird Al tapes, $10.49. And this shows too, like, why I kind of share just everything like this. One thing I do it for is sure to show you guys just the little things to look for and to pick up here and there. And even though some of it might be, $8 that some people may not mess with in particular, what this is doing is helping drive attention and traffic to my store. Like I said, my link goes to my Facebook business page, and I started getting a couple people that I did not know commenting back and forth on this lot, because I guess one of them knew they had a friend who loved Weird Al. He made a comment, and they kept commenting back and forth, which, hopefully they clicked on the link too to see what else was in the store. Plus, it drew more attention to the post itself, which hopefully drove more attention to my link in my store. So that's one reason I've been just flooding, social media with this. I'm trying to make a huge, as I said before, with the stuff that I list and I share on social media, I'm just trying to make a huge footprint. So in a week, if somebody searches Weird Al cassettes, maybe this will pop up and lead them to my store. So just trying to make a huge footprint to drive more traffic to my store. all this kind of stuff. My wife gets it by the, like, buys it by like the sample box or whatever it is she buys, and the stuff she don't want, she just gives to me to resell. And this stuff always sells quick. So usually she pays about $25 for the whole box. So this sold for $26.99. Maui Hawaii shirt, probably from the bins, sold for $10.39. London, England, probably from the bins. Notice the wrinkles, because I don't worry about getting the wrinkles out. Too much time involved into that. Sold for $10.39. And let's see, some gas pumps, probably $4 into those. Sold for $10. I just took an offer to move them. And I don't mind making just a little bit on something if it moves it quick and just to move it, or if it's been sitting for a while. Either way, as long as I make money, get my money back, and move on. Of course, I don't want to do that with everything. So NRA hat. This sold, I think, within 24 to 48 hours after putting it up from a bins. Sold for $10.39. Another bins, $9.35. Don Hole CD, probably either from storage or from the bins. Sold for $24. This was a pair of shoes from my personal stuff, as I showed you. Somebody sent me an offer going to Australia for $200. I haven't worn these shoes in forever. So, time for them to go. CD from storage, sold for £8.50 British pounds. Winchester gun stuff always does pretty good. Probably from the bin, sold for $8.83. And another CD, probably from storage, sold for $15. Anaheim Angels from the bins, sold for $17.99. From the bins, sold for $15. From storage, PC games, sold for $12.50. Southern Comfort hat from the bins, sold for $10. That's me going out thrifting that day because I wanted to wear my New Jersey Blues, which we've been on a little bit of a losing streak lately. Yeah, I've been buying stuff, but I haven't been making videos. Sorry. I've just been trying to concentrate on list stuff. Just, a lot of people, they make a lot of money doing the videos. Well, I make my money on selling items. So it's kind of a balance. So if I'm not in the mood to make a video, I really have no financial reason to make the video, but I have a financial reason to get the stuff listed quick. So it's kind of where I've been headed lately. I definitely want to get back into making more videos. So I do enjoy it, but sometimes I'm just not in the mood. And so another hat from the bin sold for $12.99. Adidas hoodie, or not even a hoodie actually, is it? No, just a jacket. Probably from the bin, sold for $14. Kiss Dow from the bin, sold for $13.49. Keishi shirt from the bin, sold for $15.99. Anytime you see radio station stuff, I grab it all, just because there's usually somebody somewhere looking for it. This station's been here in the same, genre of music, classic rock, since 1967. So they got a huge following all across the world, actually, now that they're online even. So another lot of blank cassettes sold for $23. Gateway Grizzlies hat sold for $9.35. This water for Crystal, I think this was in an eBay Wave video series. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't remember how much I paid for this. Definitely under 10, I'm pretty sure. You have to watch the videos to know for sure, but sold for $40. Hickam Air Force Base in Hawaii shirt from the bins, probably sold for $9.10. This Lulu de la Falasa. I don't remember where I picked that up at. Sold for $23.99. Probably have no more than 4 to 7 into it, unless it was a bins item, but I do not remember. Honda Racing hat, $10.39. Mizzou Nike hoodie from the bins, sold for $11.01. Taco Bell hat, as I said many times before, all fast food stuff I grab. Sold for $12.23. Venom shirt, I probably underpriced this, sold for $9.35 because it sold quickly. This was a consignment item, I believe, sold for $12.99. a little lot of Winnie the Pooh stuff, probably from the bins or from just a regular thrift store. I might have paid $1 or $2 for it in a baggie, but sold for $13.49. Mickey Mouse visor from the bins sold for $10.39. So patriotic you are! Probably from the bins sold for $15.99. Another Mizzou hoodie, probably from the bins, sold for $8.99. That's been up for a while. Just a good offer to move it quick, or I discounted it, one of the two. Promo CD from Storage sold for $10. Budweiser King of Beers hat from the bins sold for $9. Bud Light visor sold for $10.39. If you remember a few videos ago, I made a comment about how my beer hats haven't been selling, and then all of a sudden they started selling. So I'm gonna make the statement right now. None of my expensive stuff over $100 is selling. So yeah. So that was the beginning of that. So thanks everybody who are following me on Instagram and subscribing to me here on YouTube. And you can also, all the links are below to my business Facebook page, Urban Picker, personal page. You can follow me there. Follow me everywhere if you want. And hopefully I'll get some picking videos up soon. I just got to get back in the mood. Like I said, I've just been concentrating on listing. So sorry for that. So I will see you in the next video. Unless you don't see me in the next video like this one. Later.